Hi, Tiffany. Welcome back to my beehive. How are you? Have you been? Oh my gosh, I've missed you. It's been so long. We're always so far apart, and yet we're so close. Welcome to my November TBR. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of new horror that I have bought. I'm telling you right now, Tiffany, I am financially irresponsible. I have bought way too many books recently. It's not okay, but I'm gonna pretend like it is, okay? Now, along with all of this new horror, I've also been reading a lot of gay stuff. Who's surprised? No one. So I also have some gay stuff I want to read, which is also new to me. We've just got a little bit of everything. And by everything, I mean horror and gay shit. Before we get to that, I just need you to know that I'm an audiobook girl. And I've said this so many times, like I love an audiobook and I've kind of been programmed to listen to audiobooks since university because in my brain, I'm like still there. Do you know what I mean? Like I still have PTSD from university. I need an audiobook. When I'm listening to an audiobook, I need kind of something to do with my hands. I can't just sit there. And that's where today's sponsor, June's Journey, comes in because I have been listening to audiobooks and I have been playing June's Journey. Now you're sitting there and you're thinking, Jordaline, what is June's Journey? What's an audiobook? Figure it out. But June's Journey is basically like a hidden object mystery game. But really, it's about this girl named June. She's kind of poppin'. She's kind of got everything going for her. And she gets a call one day. Hello? And somebody on the other side says, June, your sister's been murdered. And June is like, the F? So June heads on back down to her family estate. And she's going to solve the mystery of like who killed her sister and her sister's husband, because it's all very suspicious. I'm so deep into this game and I need to know who killed these people. I need to know. You will find me on my phone, tippy tapping, playing, looking for those clues in this game whilst I have my little audiobook going. It's such a fun game and yet super relaxing. I kind of feel like I go into a bit of like a meditative state when I'm playing it. I just kind of lose sense with reality and I go into whatever audiobook that I'm listening to. What I also love about June's Journey is that you can like decorate the estate. I'm also a sucker for like a home interior design kind of game. So it's like the best of both worlds for me. You will catch me looking for clothes. You will catch me decorating my gardens. What is so perfect about this game too is that it's free. You can go to the iOS or the App Store, you can download it, or you can scan the QR code, do it that way, download the game, figure out who murdered June's sister and June's sister's husband, figure it out, and then maybe like tell me. I'm just kidding. Please don't spoil me. I don't want to know. I'm going to figure it out myself. Also, what I didn't know, but what I am now going to start looking into is it's also available on PC. So you could play it on your laptop, on your desktop, whatever. Click the link in my description to download June's Journey or click the QR code that's currently on the screen to download the game. I hope you love it. Follow your dreams. Thank you so much to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. Okay, first of all, can I just say something? I look so good. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the makeup. Maybe it's the angle. I don't know what it is, but something about this. I look beautiful. Anyway, let's stop talking about random things. Let's talk about books, okay? The first thing we're going to talk about is a book that I actually don't own physically yet, and that is Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy. This is my Patreon book club pick for November and December. And guess what, Tiff? Guess what? We're going to have Nat Cassidy on the Patreon. He's gonna show up and we're gonna talk about this book and I'm so excited, although a little bit worried that I'm not gonna like it. I don't know why. I always had that fear when I have like authors come on the Patreon. I'm always like, okay, but like what if I don't like the book and then I have to like be like, loved it, you know what I mean? Like that's so uncomfortable. Really doubt that's gonna happen because I feel as though, and this is just my opinion, Nat Cassidy can't flop. It's physically impossible for him. I feel like Nat Cassidy, he's always got it. I really feel as though there's no way that I can hate this book. I think I'm gonna love it, but I'm also so excited for him to join us. I've mentioned it so many times, but like, if you don't know, I had Nat Cassidy on the Patreon. That might have been like my favorite 2 hours of my life. We had so much fun on that live stream. It was so good. I loved having him there and like, I'm so proud of that whole thing. So if you're not on the Patreon, I recommend you check it out. I think honestly, I'm gonna make it available for anybody to buy for like maybe like $2, $3 or something like that. Just because like if you don't want to join the Patreon, but you want to watch that live show, I want that for you. Anyway, I also don't really know what Rest Stop is about. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of want to go into it blind. I don't know what it's about. I feel like it's about a rest stop. I don't really know. And I'm excited to read it because apparently it's like a gore fest. At least from what I understand. I can't wait to have little Natty Nat on the Patreon. If you're interested in joining the Patreon, just so you know also, there's always a link in the description that goes straight to my Patreon. Hope you like it. We do reading sprints. We've been doing a lot of like cooking content on Patreon. So like I'll go live and we'll like make food, or we also just had one where I was crafting and people could join the live and we could craft and chat. We've been doing a lot of that. We do a lot of readathons as well, where I create readathons that are like super cute and cool. So you can join that if you want to. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening on Patreon. Check it out if you want to. First of all, I have Don't Eat the Pie. This is by Monique Asher. I truly don't know how I feel about this cover. Like on one hand, I really like it. On the other hand, I'm not really sure if I do. In this, we're following this woman named Sam. Sam is married to this dude, as some women are. So sorry for your loss. Anyway. But she's married to this dude. She has this daughter named Emma. And then suddenly her mother-in-law gets sick. So they decide to move to Camila Island, which is where her husband is from. I don't know what her husband's name is, but he's there. When they get there, everything's great. Everything's so much fun. People are handing out drinks. There's pina coladas. Everybody is like happy, happy, happy. Weird stuff starts to happen. Everything is perfect except for the house next door to the mother-in-law's house, which apparently was the husband whose name I just learned is Ben, where his first wife died. So things are a bit weird. Not only that, but her daughter, Emma, starts seeing things, maybe ghosts. Emma tells her mom, tells Sam, hey, seeing some things. Emma's mom is like, don't want to say anything crazy, don't want to rock the boat, we're just going to keep it quiet, we're going to keep it cool. But things are getting worse for Emma. She's seeing things more, she's hearing things more. What secrets are buried on Camilla Island? And why are all of the residents so keen on keeping quiet? I'm excited to read this. Let me know if you've read this and what you thought of it. I would love to know your opinions because I think this came out recently. I also kind of want to read Projections by S.E. Porter. It says, love can last a lifetime, but revenge is forever. Also, this cover is absolutely stunning. The inside says that this is for fans of Jeff Vandermeer and China Mayville. I have read a few Jeff Vandermeer books before and I do really like them. All prices are small when someone else has to pay them. In this, we're following this girl named Catherine. Catherine is approached by this dude named Gus, and Gus is like, hey, Catherine, I think you're really cool. Ugh, gross. Catherine is like, there's no fucking way, Gus, I'd rather fucking die. And then Gus kills her. Gus is like, oh, you would rather die? Okay, then die. So he kills her. And Catherine is now a ghost. She's floating through the ghost realm. Also at the same time, like stuck. She's stuck to Gus. She's stuck to him. So she's watching as a ghost him kill other women because they remind him of her. And so Catherine is like, okay, I gotta find a way to stop this guy. Catherine may have lost her voice, her body, her dreams, and her life, but she hasn't lost her power. This cover, the synopsis, I also love the idea of like a woman being killed by a man, and then as a ghost she comes back to get like revenge on him. That's basically Cold Moon over Babylon. I mentioned this in my last book haul, I think. This was sent to me by the author. This is called Cruel Nature. This is like a short story collection. It's middle grade and it's also illustrated. It is the teeniest, tiniest little book. Look at that. Also, let me just show you a few. Like, look at that illustration, dude. This is for children. Ew, 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 ew. Bro. I have trypophobia and that's disgusting. I think I mentioned this also in my book haul, but that is William by Mason Coyle. This sounds so cool and so creepy. Like, just based on the cover alone. Look at that guy staring at you from the door. In this, we are following this guy named Henry. Henry is like a scientist. Henry is like a robotics guy. He like loves making robotics or whatever. And he's been working on this thing for a while. And he has his little thing in the attic. It's basically like a scrapbooking room, but like for engineering or like robots or whatever. His wife doesn't really know what's going on, but they have this beautiful house. It's like decked decked out in tech. Henry's wife decides to invite a few of her coworkers over to like show them the house. And while they're there, Henry is like, you know what? This is the perfect moment for me to take the light that's shining on my wife and put it on me. I'm the star of the show. Henry is like, okay, guys, I'm here to introduce you to William. William is the robot that Henry has been making. Kind of sounds a little bit gay. Right? Like, I just realized that it's a little bit gay for a dude to be like, I made this man. Anyway, okay. What Henry thinks is going to be like harmless, good, fun, turns out to be horrifying, because I think William is going to try to like murder all of them. Sounds kind of fun. I'm excited to read this. Let me know also if you've read this and what you thought of it. I would love to know your opinion. I can't get over how fucking creepy this guy is. Look at him. Ew. Gross. We have Devils Kill Devils. This is by Johnny Compton. I love Johnny Compton so much. I loved The Spite House with my whole pussy. So when I saw that he had a new book out, I was like, gimme. I have started reading this one. I haven't finished it yet. I've been in a bit of like a slumpy kind of mood, and that's kind of been stopping me. But what I do know is that Compton's writing, like some of the best writing in horror, in my opinion, right now. This is about this girl. Her name is Sarita. Sarita is getting married to this guy. His name is like Kevin or Bill or something. I forget. And she's so happy. Bill is so happy. After their wedding, they're in their like honeymoon suite. They're giggling, gaggling. They're kicking their feet. They're having fun. And then suddenly this guy comes into their room and he starts beating the shit out of Kevin or Bill or whatever. Sarita is like, excuse me, Angelo. Apparently, Sarita knows Angelo because Angelo is apparently her guardian angel. Throughout her entire life, anytime Sarita has been like in trouble or maybe she's about to do something, Angelo will show up and just, no, don't do it. And that way Sarita knows like, okay, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm not gonna do it. But now Angelo, rather than like protecting her, is just murdering this man. Literally, like he literally beats him to death on their wedding night. So maybe Sarita is thinking, Angelo isn't a guardian angel. He's something else. I am going to finish this month. If it kills me, I'm going to finish it. I saw the cover for this book and I was like, there's no way in hell I'm leaving this store without purchasing that. Just the cover, just the actual book itself, I was enticed. And that is Swarm by Andy Marino. Andy. Who said you could slay? This cover is crazy. I don't know about you, Tiffany, but I get kind of weird about this kind of stuff. Certain books just have like a certain texture, a certain feel in the hand, and it just calls to me. That's why I love it so much. It's just so blocky and firm, but also kind of loose. On the back of it, it says, from the audacious and terrifying imagination of Andy Marino comes a harrowing tale of the insect that will herald the apocalypse. I'm assuming that this is like some kind of like bug apocalypse horror situation, which personally I love. I need that. Also the spine, get out of here. Leave. I'm excited to read this. Let me know, please, if you've read this. I need to know what you thought of it. If you loved it, if you hated it, I need to know, Tiffany. I also hauled this recently, and it is We Came to Welcome You. Very similar to Don't Eat the Pie. Very similar covers, very similar vibes. This is also a kind of book where it's like, oh, we moved to a new place, and now things are bad. In this, we are following Saul and her wife, Alice. So Saul is on probation, I think, from like her job because she plagiarized something. Workplace incident at her university lab culminates in a plagiarism accusation. She's like not doing great, but her wife, Alice, is like, no, we have to like remain optimistic. Everything's gonna be fine. And they also happen to be moving into this like gated community. They move in and like Saul is like a pessimist. She's like, ugh, like people, you know? And also in Saul's opinion, like the neighbors are like a little bit too happy, a little bit too friendly. Like it's a bit weird. But her wife is like, no, everything's great. And then weird shit starts happening. In terms of the house, like stairs start to disappear. Doors and stairs disappearing, roots growing inside the house, causing Saul to wonder if her social paranoia isn't built on something more sinister. And then Saul finds a journal where it's like, oh, these people went missing around this area in this house. In Mainless Grove, either you become a good neighbor or you die. I know that this kind of trope is like overdone, but I love it so much. Like I love the like pervasive, creepy, you know, neighborhood, people who like seem nice but are actually like super fucking evil and like devil worshippers. Like, I love that kind of thing. It's giving like Rosemary's Baby in a way. Do you know what I mean? When I saw this book, I knew that BookTube, that everybody in the horror spirit was gonna like literally have a conniption. People fucking love this author, and like I get it, but also, can I be honest, I don't really get it. Like, I don't want to be a hater because I did also buy the book, but I just know that people are gonna like be jerking off to this. That's fine. Be freaky deaky, but it's a bit annoying. But anyway, The Queen by Nick Cutter. You know what? Maybe it's just the horror dudes. I know that the horror dudes have been waiting for this, have had their dicks out, waiting. Maybe I'm just hateful. I think I'm just hateful. Can I just say though, I love this like lime neon green on the inside. This is about this girl named Margaret. Margaret steps out of her house one day and she sees that there's like a phone on her doorstep. So she bends down, she picks it up, she turns it on, and she sees that there's a text message from her best friend Charity on the iPhone. The only thing that's weird about this is that Charity has been missing for like a month. The police, everybody in their area think that Charity is fucking dead. So this is weird. This is a bit suspicious. Charity and Margaret have been best friends from day one. They have been like this. They share everything, know the most intimate details about each other, except for the destructive secret hidden from both of them. A secret that will trigger a chain of events ending in tragedy, bloodshed, and death. And now Charity wants Margaret to know her story, the real story. Apparently this also takes place over one day. Margaret follows a series of increasingly disquieting breadcrumbs as she forages deeper into the mystery of her best friend, a person she truly never knew at all. I'm excited for this because it sounds genuinely really good. Let me know in the comments if you've read that. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these, please. But especially this one. I want to know what you think. Also, this cover is really pretty. At first, I didn't really like it, but now I kind of do. I also have Dearest by Jackie Walters. Can I say something controversial but brave? I don't like this cover. I do enjoy like the creepy kid, but that's about it. Everything else about it, like the color story that they're going for, I don't know if I'm like a fan. So in this, we're following this girl named Flora. Flora just gave birth to her newborn child. I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy. Who cares? So Flora's husband also at the same time is like out doing work or whatever. I don't know. He's like not there basically. So Flora has to like deal with like a newborn child and like that crazy whole thing by herself. Can I say also it's stressful enough. Like that's a horror novel in itself. But what's making it worse is the fact that there's weird stuff going on in the house. Household items seem to move of their own accord. And Flora is certain someone is talking to Iris, her baby, through the baby monitor. Things are weird. Then Flora's mother shows up, which is weird because Flora's mother and her have been estranged for like years. They haven't spoken. For Flora's mother to show up, it's a bit suspicious. But then also things are getting weirder in terms of like the supernatural phenomenon. Flora's wondering, am I losing my mind? Are these things connected? Even though the cover's hideous, I'm excited to read this. Maybe the baby is like haunted. Can babies be haunted? I think they can. The rest of the books that I have are all gay. I am reading Dark Rise and I also want to read Dark Air. These are both by C.S. Pacat. I think C.S. Pacat only does gay stuff. Let me know in the comments who this guy is though. If you've read this book and you know who is this? Is this Will? I feel like it's Will, but I don't know. From what I can understand so far, I'm like 6 hours into the book, but basically we have this dude who's known as like the Dark King. He's kind of like Sauron from Lord of the Rings, where it's like, oh, I exist, but also I don't. A lot of people support the Dark King, but then you have the other side. We are all about peace and love and goodness and light or whatever. And our main character, Will, ends up being captured by the people who support the Dark King, but then the people who support the light capture Will back and like help him and save him. These covers also are absolutely stunning. I can't get over how pretty that is. I do want to read these. Please let me know if you've read them. I've also started this book. I have not finished it, but I do want to. That is Reforged by Seth Haddon. This is a fantasy romance thing about this guy. He's like a bodyguard. He's like a knight. He's like fighter or whatever. And he serves this guy who's a king. And the king and him have been like long time friends, like childhood friends. But our bodyguard, who's like sworn to protect the king, is like literally in love with him, like loves him, and like refuses to ever say anything about it. He's like, my duty comes first. It's like that kind of thing. But the king is also kind of a slut. He's like kind of a flirt. I adore this cover so much. It's so perfect. The last books that I'm going to talk to you about are these two. These are both by Foz Meadows. This is A Strange and Stubborn Endurance. Then the sequel, All the Hidden Paths. The first book, from what I understand, is about this prince. He has been like betrothed to this girl, right? He's kind of been like, okay, I'm not really into chicks, but I'll do it. But his family doesn't know. Nobody knows that he's gay, but he knows he's gay, but he doesn't say it because he thinks people are like gonna freak out and like not accept him. But then he accidentally like self-reports one day. Like he accidentally like lets it slip that he's a homo. And so the family of the girl who he's betrothed to is like, okay, so you're gay. You cannot marry our daughter because you're gay. Marry your son instead. So he ends up getting betrothed to a dude because they're like, oh, you don't like women. That's fine. Just marry our son. Like, I think it's like an enemies to lovers situation. I'm excited to read these. I had one patron, B, I think it was B. They were like, it was so good. It was so good. You need to read it right now. And I was like, literally don't even say anything else. I'm gonna do it. Like, I need to. Bro, I have just been all about the gay shit, the gay fantasy, this vibe. And it's everything. It's everything. Anyway, my friends, my family, my familia, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them. If you have any other suggestions or recommendations, let me know about any like new horror that you want me to read. Because listen, I'm always looking for an excuse to buy books. So give them to me, please. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hit subscribe because we talk about spooky shit, talk about creepy shit, talk about the queen and the swarm and shit. Thank you so much. I have a wonderful day. I will see you in my next one. Bye. See you later, Tiffany. Goodbye. See ya. Bye. You look stunning, by the way. You're gorgeous. Oh, you're so pretty. Okay, bye.